Hello, everyone, and welcome to Westeros Wrestling and to episode number 5 of the Academy series. And we do have a very exciting episode for you today. I don't want to jump into mail just yet. We'll go over the awards and then we'll get right into the mail, which has some very interesting signings or interesting news, I guess, as I should say. I guess I've already spoiled it, and you can probably tell by the title that we have been signed, at least one, and maybe even another. So Wrestler of the Year is Cody Rhodes, company is New Japan, team is Alberto El Patron and Volador Jr., match of the year is Cody losing to Kota Ibushi, show of the year is WWE Payback, young wrestler is Hirai Kawato. I did not say that right, but moving on. Veteran wrestler is Alberto. Female is Davina Rose, also known as Bailey. Most improved is Dutch Pro Wrestling, so DPW. Independent is Alexis Kaufman. Manager is Maurice. Announcer is Tanzan Inihara. Color commentator is Andres Moronas. And referee is Takayuki Yagi. And as far as the news goes, first off, Frank Youngblood going to the Most Improved Company of the Year, so that is cool. French Sensation relocated to Manitoba, Canada. Two-Face signed with Smash, so those are our two signings. I was only expecting there to be one, maybe not even any this year, and I was going to advance to the next year if that was the case, but we got two, and I think this does represent a change in the fortunes of our Academy graduates. Hopefully we'll get even more signings next year, and maybe even in a couple episodes we'll have guys in the big leagues, in NXT and TNA, or I guess Impact or GFW, whatever the hell they call themselves now. And French Sensation did unfortunately move up to light heavyweight, but it wasn't muscle, it was pretty much all fat. So I guess I saw a comment that said that he hopes that in his spare time French Sensation just rides the Zamboni and drinks beer, and I think based on this, that's pretty accurate. Tiger Dream is now available in all game areas, and she is now rated as average in her body type, and that's all of the news pertaining to us, so we'll go ahead and move right into the matches. Alex Reynolds, see how he did on the indies. Very excited to see how Frankie Youngblood did, but before we get there, we'll go ahead and check out Alex, because he did pretty good. 3 wins, 2 losses. Anyone really good? Doesn't seem like it. No one super notable, but the highest rating of 24, average rating of 20. Not a bad year for Alex Reynolds, not at all. And as far as Brogan Bennett goes, we'll see how she did. I would hope that it's pretty good. She does have good basics, so that probably gets her quite a few bookings. And now, no matches this year, so that's unfortunate, but it looks like she's actually gone down within the past 3 years, so I don't know what that's about, because her ratings are pretty good. I mean, some places she hasn't really improved all that much, but that's just like sex appeal and menace. So as far as in-ring, she's doing pretty good, so I don't know what's keeping her from being signed or from being booked, but we'll have to see how it plays out. As far as Dragon Fist goes, his ratings, again, continuing to go up every single year, but in this case, his basics are still only a 36, so that's a bit of a unfortunate thing that has happened. No matches, unfortunately. Gotta expect that at this point, but I think by the time Dragon Fist is 30, he will be one of the most sought-after prospects in the world of professional wrestling, because at that point his basics are probably going to be very good, because if you think about it, in 4 years he's gone up 16, so that's about 4 a year, and I can only think that he'd go faster as he gets more matches, so hopefully Dragon Fist does continue to improve, and hopefully he gets a few more matches. And finally, to Frankie Youngblood, doing pretty good in the ratings. Hit a bit of a stalemate, I think. But as far as his basics, safety, and consistency goes, he's improved quite a bit. So we'll see how DPW has been booking him, and it does look like they booked him 8 matches, so that's not too bad. It looks like Mayhem is like their TV show, and it looks like he got 2 wins, 1 draw, and 5 losses. 41 highest rating, 36 average rating. Very good year for Frank Youngblood, obviously. We'll see if he can eventually get up to a status in DPW where he will be, one of the mainstays there. And I actually do not know anything about DPW, so I'll have to take a look at their titles to see what they're actually offering, because don't really know where he's going to be placed or even what their roster looks like. So hopefully he's in a pretty good position, obviously better than most being signed. Still only a lower mid-carder, but I expect that to go up quite quickly. The French sensation, Flabby Light Heavyweight, not doing too well on the rankings, or ratings rather. But I do have a lot of faith in the French sensation. I do believe that he will one day become the greatest wrestler in the world. Him, his Booz, and his Zamboni will definitely be on top one day. And he only got 1 match, and it was a loss, 18 rating. And it was on the Fighting Back Wrestling with Cancer show that probably included Two-Face. Jacob Wolf, his stats are pretty good, so I expect him to do well in the matches, although 28 basics, so can't expect too much, I guess. And yes, still no matches. Actually, he has never had a match on the independents, so anyone, I'm not 100% sure if Academy Season 3 is going to be a thing, but please, for your own good, choose basics as one of your C's. We'll see how Junior Scorpio did. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so Junior Scorpio has gone from a, what was it, 30 or 20? I think it might have been 20 in basics to 46. So he's probably improving more than anyone in that regard. And I think it has to be because he's getting booked so much. Because, the rest of his stats are kind of, meh. He hasn't really improved all that much. But 4 wins, 2 losses, highest rating 29, average rating 22. Good year for Junior Scorpio. Really happy about this. His stats, I guess his stats have improved quite a bit, but nothing like super big, I guess. Like power and athleticism are still just the same. And he's really turning into an all-round beast in my eyes. So hopefully he can get signed, maybe even to DPW. That would be cool. And next up is Sam Barron. He's also doing pretty well in the stats. It seems like this year, either you're doing real good in the stats, or you're not doing good at all. So, sorry to anyone who falls in the latter of that scenario, but 1 win, 1 loss, highest rating 16, average rating 15, because it was a 16 and 14. And he actually went up against Dick Justice, also known as Richard Justice, in GFW, and Ricky Starks, who I've actually met. He's a cool guy. So, he did lose, but he got a match with Ricky Starks, so that's cool. Tiger Dream, stats, nothing to comment on there, I guess. We'll see if she was lucky and got a match. I would hope so, and it seems like that's not the case. Real shame about that, although I will say I have seen worse do better. So, just take a look at Levy Payne, recently inducted in the Hall of Fame, and he was doing real bad for a really long time. And next up is Two-Face, Smash, I'm assuming that means Canada, lower mid-carder, so not great in the rankings, I guess, in Smash, but his stats are really good. Maybe even the best that we've seen so far, most improved. Which, not expecting that, but 2 wins and 5 losses. Highest rating was a 50. That was against Tyson Ducks and Scotty O'Shea, and I think that's Mike Bailey. I would assume so, because that's the only Canadian I know who's... Yes, Mike Bailey. So that's real cool. Really happy to see that his ratings are doing very well, average rating being a 36. So hopefully Two-Face can capture gold in Smash as soon as possible. I would expect him to get gold before Frank, mainly because I feel like Smash is probably a little bit smaller, but DPW probably has a few more titles, so I don't really know. And last but certainly not least, Walter Wall, doing very well in the stats. We'll see how he's doing. He's actually got 38 basics, so he's not doing too bad there. Hopefully he can get a couple matches. And yes, 3 wins and 1 loss. Highest rating 25, average rating 23. You know, not the best ratings, obviously. I mean, he's doing good. But I would expect with his stats that he'd do a little better, although competition is obviously a big factor with that. So with that, a good year all around, obviously, as we did get our first signings. But with that, we'll go ahead and look at DPW and see how they have no active title belts. I might have to go in and edit that because that doesn't make any sense. I'll go ahead and look up what their titles are and just go ahead and oh, never mind. Vince Russo's the booker. Makes complete sense now. Anyone who's watched this channel for a while knows my feelings on the guy. Yeah, just gonna leave it at that. And we'll go ahead and look at Smash titles. They have a heavyweight and a tag team. Who is the tag team? Joey Ryan and Stu Grayson. So that's cool. And it looks like that one was actually created. Which is something that can be done. I've seen it in the past, obviously, and it happens with, you know, random companies. This looks to be a, you know, woman's only company. I'm trying to find another example of just a random company being created, or a random title being created. Well, I mean, that is convenient that did happen, because I can't imagine that Two-Face would do too well just having to fight for one championship. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go in and add some titles for DPW, especially consider they have a TV show, so I don't understand what's up with that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.